Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's Hex Update Saturday for September 19th, 2015. And we don't have a lot to report this week other than we have some new AA cards coming up for this month's VIP tournament. And let's go ahead and take a look at them. So this round of AA cards for the VIP tournament is Exarch of the Egg and Quash Ridge Tusker. Quash Ridge Tusker is a pretty popular card in Constructed right now. It is one of those decks that can really kill you quickly. I come up against it a few times, and both times I come up against it, I had nothing to deal with it. I was just kind of messing around with some other decks, and it was usually a turn 3-4 kill if things went their way. So, pretty cool card. The Exarch of the Egg, this is a 2 casting cost, 1/3 with lethal. When another Venom enters play under your control, create 2 spider eggs and throw them into your opponent's deck, of course. And spiders is kind of, I don't know if I want to say it's a real hot topic, but it was a topic that I found that I saw on the forums. Again, most of you know I don't talk a whole lot about the things that are on the forums because it's just people going back and forth and whatnot. But if I see something that I think is interesting, I'll talk about it. And this one here it was a post from, I'm not sure the user's name, but he was talking about. Basically what he was saying that ever since Titania's Majesty was banned, that somehow that affected limited play and that there are more and more spider decks. I read all of his when there were some things going back and forth. People were just saying, deal with it, this, that, and the other thing. But that the spider deck is nothing new. I mean, that's something that I played 5 out of 9 times during the release celebration event. It's just one of the archetypes that's going to be there and limited. I mean, the spider deck is pretty powerful, and there are things that work just fine. That aren't spiders. The thing with the spider deck is it's really slow to get going, so it's really weak. Until until you start drawing into those spiders and then get them onto your side. So it's not undefeatable by any means. It's just it just takes some control. Try to take some control. Hopefully your deck has that, depending on what you drafted. But it is a strong archetype. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I don't think it's spiders everywhere. If you do draft, you're more than likely going to come up against a spider deck. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just back when we were drafting just set 1. More times than not, you are going to come up against a Volcanon deck. I think I posted that back in the forums there, and it's just you just got to deal with it. Now, Volcanon was pretty powerful with just set 1 out there. I don't think the eggs or the spider deck has near the power that the Volcanon did. It's, I don't know if I'd call it fun to play. It's real RNG. You're really basing it off. Hopefully you can get those spiders back out there. Hopefully your opponent draws them. One way you can mitigate them, if you're lucky enough to draw into like a Dreamsmoke Mystic, granted that's going to lock you into Sapphire Wild, but Dreamsmoke Mystic, will help you put those cards on the bottom of your deck so you don't draw them. Just one way around them. There are plenty of other ways around them, so I don't think it's a huge deal, and I'm not sure why, the user was complaining that there are so many spiders everywhere. I disagree. It's fun to play. It's fun to play against. It's fun to play the deck. So I haven't drafted spiders probably since the release event, just because I'm just doing other things there. Because everybody wants to get spiders, so the cards that you get passed to you are subpar sometimes, unless you're sitting in the right seat, unless you open up on the packs correctly. So it's one of those archetypes I don't do unless I see that it's vastly open. So really that's all we have. Just a reminder that the VIP tournament is next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I usually do that one on Saturday night, because obviously on Sunday we have the ESL, and tomorrow we have the ESL as well. I think that's at 6 o'clock my time, somewhere around there. So we'll try it out. If you watch my deck tech video of Drew's Fate, that would be the deck I'm going to run again. I tried to run a similar deck to that last weekend and made some, not wholesale changes, but I made some really good changes to it, so hopefully it'll actually be a little better this time. So that's really about it. And then we have some community spotlight for some of our Twitch streamers there. People really like to watch Twitch there and just watch some of these personalities, and they are pretty good. Infamous Neo, Pentachills, Function Fails, Hex Havoc, Some of these guys I know, some of these I don't. I'm not completely familiar with, like Sithos. I'm not really familiar with him. Sirius, of course, we're always familiar with him. Silent Snake, Alucard. Mega Dwarf, I can't say I'm familiar with those guys there. And then Steel, looks like he said he took a break for a while, now he's back. And then Dinotropia, is obviously, those are some of the popular streamers there. I've watched Dinotropia before, I've watched Alucard, Snake, Cyros, Hex Havoc, Function, Pentachills, and Infamous Neo. I've watched those guys a couple times here and there. Maybe they'll do a community spotlight on YouTubers. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. So, pretty neat article. They just talk about, what they like about HEX and when they can stream and whatnot. And so it's a pretty good read if you want to check it out. I'll link it in the description down below so you guys can check that out. Yeah, that's all I really got for news this week. Nothing major was announced or anything like that I know of. Another thing too is I'm working on a new intro for HEX Update Saturday. I've been spending some time redoing that there. I wanted some more, not interactive, but more interaction in the actual intro. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of research on some animation, so it's not so flat, so things happen and this, that, and the other thing. So animation's kind of interesting if you've never dealt with it before. It's kind of fun. It can be really frustrating. Depending on what you're trying to do, and probably what software you're using. I'm probably not using the best animation software, but it works. In 3D software, the 3D animation software I have in conjunction with Blender, can be pretty good. So we'll see. So if you haven't used Blender before, Blender is a modeling software that a lot of people use. It's completely free. It's intimidating if you don't know what the heck's going on. It takes a lot to not learn. I mean, you can learn it. Just there's really good tutorials on YouTube that you can watch to learn it, but it's pretty fun. So hopefully we can come up with something really cool and really epic for the new intro. We'll probably, I'll come up with some different, iterations maybe, and then maybe post them. Say, hey, what do you guys think? Which one you prefer? And we'll probably, do that one. I'm hoping, in the next couple of months, but if it's going to take longer than that, maybe we'll just release that for the first HEX Update Saturday of 2016. We'll see. I don't want to throw out something that's just kind of garbage, Alright, so, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to find the winners of this week, but I know they're there because I've seen people, so I apologize. I'm not going to be able to do it on the screen. Don't worry, though. I didn't forget, I promise. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the game so we can go ahead and crack this week's pack. It's just going to be a normal pack as last week, and then next week we'll have a primal pack. Oh, speaking of primal packs, if you follow me on Twitter, I was doing a draft last night and made it to the second round, and oh, guess what? I got beat by spiders. No big deal, though, because what did I end up finishing? 4 of 8, I don't care. Got 2 packs out of the deal and 1 primal pack, so I don't have to purchase this month's primal pack to give away to you guys. So that was kind of exciting. I really enjoyed that one there a lot. I think I tweeted out something along the lines of Pirate TV may have won the battle, but I won the war, and posted a picture of the primal pack. It was fun. Alright, so on to this week's normal pack. Hopefully we can get something good out of it. Let's see here. Here we are. Drop it in there, do your spinny stuff. And a rare. That's okay, though. Okay. Alright, so for our commons, we have Paraphagy, Wrathwood Larch, Cry of Adamant, Fiery Indignation, Vampire Kiss, Deep Gaze Acolyte, Sudden Awakening, Creepy Conspirators, Tireless Researcher, Pyronite, and rounding out our commons is Gem Soul Feeder. For our uncommons, we have Blood-Soaked Brawler, Mechanized Demolisher. I think we had that one last week, too. And then Rune Ear Elite. And for our rare, we have Druid Echo Shaper, forecasting cost, single wild threshold, 1/4 troop. And his card text is, at the start of your turn, this gets +X/+X, where X is the highest cost amongst troops you control until the start of your next turn, and has a 1-shot for 0. Target troop in your hand gets +2/+2 and cost +2. So not that great of a card at all. So it's okay though. I mean, you can do some damage with this in limited for sure. It's probably definitely not going to be a constructed card. At least in my eyes, I don't think so, because, you know, it gets +X, where X is the highest cost amongst troops you control until the start of your next turn, so you do get it, you know, on your opponent's turn, so yeah, it's limited worthy. That's about it. And just an uncommon chest. We'll go and stash that dude there. So that is it for this week's Hex Update Saturday. Like I said, I'll post that article in the description down below so you can check out some of those streamers' questions there if you want to. Let me know what your top 5 picks are for this week's pack in the comments down below. If you want to let me know something else about the show, be sure to do that. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. But if you want to see more of these, be sure to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.